We're going to cover epic number 2. This is my final video for tonight. So in my other video about living in a fantasy world, I touched on the Ninja Turtles. And I want to talk about that because this is important to me. It's probably not important to you, but if you're a Ninja Turtle fan, you may want to take note. Alright, so you know that when Ninja Turtles came out, you had two versions. You had the black and white version, which was adults, which was the first version, which was more legit. Then you had the color version, which got translated into the cartoon. Both of them have their ups and downs and their flips and their flops and their flaws and their characters that you love all together. So here's my thing. I like the cartoon concept because it seemed to me a little bit more realistic that a man who knows martial arts could mutate into a rat versus a rat that has not been fully trained in the martial arts teaching four turtles how to be ninjas versus a man who's actually a freaking ninja turning into a rat and teaching turtles to be a ninja. You see how that works out? My nephew's dogs watch me do martial arts all the time. But they're not going to run up and down a street hollering "Hia" and jumping and doing flying dragon kicks and tigers and, clawing each other. They're dogs. When they get into a dog fight, most dogs just bite. So that's kind of funny and kind of funky that when the first movie came out, not the Nickelodeon version, the very first one that you guys probably haven't seen, has him as a rat and Splinter seeing Hamato Yoshi and his girlfriend being killed by Orokosaki. Well, in the cartoon version, that shit didn't happen until like the one that came on Fox. The one that used to come on CBS, they used to go with the original cartoon version where Splinter was a man. He didn't bow to Yodo Sensei, and Yodo Sensei said, "Oh, Sorakai, I say, we throw the bomb out." And so they got rid of him, and he had found himself in New York. Funny thing about that, how the hell did he get to New York? If he was penniless and broke and had to live in the sewers, how the hell did he get to New York? And then when you go to the other Ninja Turtle cartoon where Splinter's the rat and he has to go to all the worlds, the Nexus and all that shit, and he always was a rat, but he somehow or another Hamato Yoshi got him to New York where Hamato Yoshi used to work for the Krang and all the other stuff. You guys know which ones I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, Turtles, Mutant Chain Reaction, Turtles Living Underground, Turtles Ninjutsu Action, Turtles The Shell of a Town. That season. And in the second season, they put in Yosaki Yojimbo and Danyo and had a battle Nexus. In that one, it was great except for the concept of Splinter. So for this video, I'm specifically just going to stick with the concepts of Splinter. So hopefully that was a pretty good intro. I'm pretty sure it was like 5 minutes. Okay, it was 2 minutes. So let's weigh some pros and cons. Splinter, man turning into rat. Pro because he's a man and he already was a ninja. Splinter, rat turning into a man rat, but not really being a man. Learning martial arts from his dead master, but not like learning from an actual ghost. And then learning to read, picking up a book, teaching Leonardo, Michelangelo, and them all this martial arts stuff. But I'm not going to say it's impossible. It's just highly problematic and impractical because I've never seen rats stand up on their hind legs and fight. Most four-legged automatons or animals fight on all fours. Now I will say I've watched some Wolverines do shit on the one of the nature channels, and the same thing with badgers. And sometimes they rear up, but they don't like start throwing punches and shit. In fact, the only animal besides a bear that I've seen do punches like that is a fracking kangaroo. Now, if Splinter was a kangaroo rat, that might explain some shit. But he wasn't a kangaroo rat. He was just a regular old sewer rat from New York. You see where I'm going with that? Well, excuse me. He actually was he was a rat from Japan that wound up being a sewer rat. Alright? So that might have just squared that all off. Where Splinter, when he was a human who was a Japanese ninja, mutating into a rat, it made more sense to me. Now, it might not make more sense to you. Y'all might live over here. But I prefer living over here. Now, the turtles over here were a little bit more my speed, where when I was younger, these turtles were my speed. I have nothing really bad to say about the turtles. But as far as the Splinter concept, I preferred Splinter when he mutated from a man to a rat versus when he was a rat who just mutated into a bigger fucking rat. Now, he was a bigger rat with martial arts skills, and he knew magical creatures, and he went to battle nexuses, which would compensate and explain how he got really good at martial arts. Because the Danyu knew Hamato Yoshi, and maybe the Danyu, a dragon, trained the rat. Now, if you weigh that in, it makes a little bit more sense, but that cartoon never really dug too deep into it. And then the fat Buddha ninja that was always with Splinter and them, I can't think of his name. Now, it's never known if he taught Splinter martial arts or ninjutsu or anything, but for however long they were, mythologically speaking, a true ninja is supposed to be born, raised, and live in Japan for 20 years and trained in the 20 years of their life. So if you start training at 24, or you in your training at 24, which means because most Japanese or Chinese traditional kung fu families, they start their kids at 2. If you think I'm BSing you, go ask a few Asian people, especially ones who come from like backgrounds like Bruce Lee and Wing Chun and stuff like that. Most of them start their kids at the age of 2. And I say that because 2, 3, maybe 4, if the kid doesn't have an accelerated learning curve, most of them between 2 and 4. No, let's give it 2 to 4. And some people do start at 3 because they're potty trained and they're able to take consensus and they're really able to focus. I know a lot of smart 3-year-olds when they were 3, they're 6 years old now, but you know, they are capable of listening and they are capable of learning. Maybe not having great form. And I'll quote Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren in Showdown in Little Tokyo. He said, "You're pretty good with that." I forgot whatever Brandon Lee's character's name was. He said, "Yeah, my mom wanted to make sure since I had an American dad that I stayed true to my Japanese roots, even though he was actually Chinese." But he told Dolph that he'd been training since he was 4, and Dolph goes, "Well, they probably should have started training you at 3 because your form sucks." He's like, "I was 4." So, you know, that was like one of their banter things. And it's a great movie. I think that they should remake it. And Dolph, if you need a new partner to be Brandon's guy, I'm more than ready to step up. No, we can do that, Dolph. We can do that. Because I've been working at this business for 19 years and haven't caught one break yet. Anyway, moving on. Splinter being a ninja and a human gives you a tactical advantage on styles, range, ability, and then honing what he already knows in his newfound rat body. Learning how the rat body works will be a lot easier of a transition. Where Splinter being the rat, only learning how to stand up on his hind legs and learning martial arts, he already knows how his body works, but his martial arts skills is going to take a little bit of time. But in his defense, he said his intelligence had doubled, and then his intelligence had tripled. So if you're going to go with intelligence and it tripling, then there you go. Now, this Splinter that was a man that got turned to a rat, he was already fairly intelligent. It never said that he got any stupider, so maybe his intelligence doubled too. Because he's also the only one, even as an old man, that could handle Shredder, which was pretty cool. But then, how the hell did he get caught in the miniseries? Oh yeah, I forgot. It was the Mousers. The Mousers outwitted a ninja man rat. And then they hung him up by a rope to lead the Turtles into a trap. And they destroyed all kinds of machines, because my favorite line in the whole entire first part of the series is Clang. Did you say Clang? Hey guys, these dudes are made out of metal. Dudes, nuts, they're robots. Robots! And we can stop holding back! That would be Michelangelo and Raphael. And next thing you know, they smashed up all the foot soldiers. And then along came Bebop and Rocksteady, which changed the game a little bit. Where in the other series, they had the purple ninjas, the purple dragons, or whatever the heck they were. And they didn't have Bebop and Rocksteady, but they got they had this big Asian dude with blonde hair and long scars on his face, which Splinter had messed him up. And the Shredder was a crane thing riding around in his stomach. So I didn't like that concept. I liked Shredder better when he was human. The good thing was that they did bring in Splinter's daughter, Miwa. And then when they finally redid it, they went back by combining the shows. So I'm going to end this now. So the last Nickelodeon show before the new CF, I got nothing to say about Rise of the Mutant Ninja Turtles. You guys can have that. I've watched like one episode and it just, no offense to everybody who likes it, it's not for me. It's not my Ninja Turtles. Raph looks like he's on steroids. Leo, Donnie, they both look like they're on crack. And Mikey is the only one that's actually relatively the same through all of the shows. But then you have Splinter, and he's a hot mess in himself. And then when the hell will they get to fight Shredder? The whole concept of Ninja Turtles are Splinter, Shredder, Ninja Turtles, Bebop, Rocksteady, April O'Neil, Casey Jones. Yeah, I kind of want to go back to the older one before that, where everything was going great, and I don't know how it ended, except for I've seen some clips where Donatello's a robot, Leonardo's like big buffed on drugs, Raph's big buff on drugs, and he thinks he's a road warrior, and Mikey's like messed up on something or another. But anyway, moving to that show, they actually did that one probably the best because Shredder was human, Splinter was human. I didn't like when they turned Karai / Miwa into that lizard dragon thing. I didn't like that. But I didn't like also that Splinter never got to turn back into a human. And I did like that April and Casey were teenagers. I like that concept. So, and then to squash it all in this, the best thing that they've done before Nick came back with that one was Turtles Forever, where they brought in all the Ninja Turtles and they showed all the worlds and they even had some girl turtles and stuff like that and the baby turtles. And that there was something that they could have explored other than this, this Rise of the Ninja Turtles that I don't like. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please feel free to subscribe and share. If you like Ninja Turtles, hey, share it. Your opinion means something to me. So, say something. I will try to get back with you if I can. And until then, this is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I'm James Williams Jr. Be seeing you.